Good morning, Taste Buds. I'm Michelle Bernstein. No matter what time of year it is in SoFlo, it's always cookout season. Join me because I've got your main course to dessert today on SoFlo Taste, and it starts now. How fun is that? Welcome all to SoFlo Taste. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein here in the Goya Outdoor Kitchen in my backyard. In SoFlo, a backyard cookout can break out at any moment. Will you be ready? Stay where you are, and you will be, because today I thought it would be fun to give some of my go-to recipes for a great cookout. So let's get cooking. I just wanted to show you what I have on the grill, and then I will explain to you and show you how I'm making it. I want everybody to see my jerk chicken cooking. So right now I have jerk chicken and it's on the very hot part of the grill, and now I'm going to put it onto the lower part of the grill just to finish it up a little bit. I got really good markings on it, and I always keep one side of the grill hotter than the other. Okay, let that finish up. It doesn't need more than a couple minutes. Let me show you how I got there. So I took a look at a lot of different jerk marinades. I've been making one for years, but I really wanted to get a little more traditional. So I found a recipe for Miss Ollie's jerk chicken. It is very spicy. It is very high in acid, a lot of vinegar. So I took her beautiful recipe and I just made it a little more friendly to those of us that have a little more of a sensitive palate to the spiciness. So it's still spicy. It just happens to be the tiniest bit softer. Okay, so we're gonna throw everything into a blender. She asked for chives, but I think it might be scallions. So I went ahead and threw scallions in here. Scotch bonnet peppers. Miss Ollie's recipe goes from like 8 down to 6. So I'm gonna add 4. I've got some whole garlic cloves. By the way, I am home. You might hear my dog Oscar in the background, or Sophie, or my kid Zachary, or planes flying around. So you never know what's going to happen around here, just so you know. So whole garlic cloves. I'm going to put in some brown sugar. I feel like it needs it just to tame it, and I don't mean like really tame. I just mean delicately tame it a little bit. Miss Ollie asks for a lot of malt vinegar, which is delicious. I'm going to cut that just in half. I love the addition of some rum, a good amount of salt, and then finally spices. We've got allspice, cloves, and nutmeg, which is very traditional for jerk. We're going to go ahead and blend that. What you're going to want to do, I went ahead and got a whole chicken from my friends at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Make sure you visit them because they are amazing and they can help you out for your next cookout. They have every kind of protein. They've got fish, seafood, chickens, meats, whatever it is you're looking for, they will help you figure out what you want. They are at the corner of 441 and Sterling. Go to DelawareChicken.com, or y'all can call them at 954-983-6831. Just go talk to them, tell them Michelle sent you, and ask them what you might want for your next cookout. All right, so you take this beautiful jerk, okay? You put it into a closure bag, like a plastic closure bag, and I used a whole chicken cut up, and I just threw it in there, and I left it there for 2 days. That's it. Started on the hotter part of the grill. Now I'm on the cooler part of the grill, and I believe my chicken is cooked. Not my goose, but my chicken. So as you can see, I've got the 2 breasts, 2 thighs. This is how I love to cut up my chicken. 2 legs, and finally 2 wings. To me, this is the perfect way everybody can come and grab the piece they want. I love to cut some of lime segments up. Throw them like so. A little bit of big crunchy salt. And we got ourselves a grilling party, everybody. Come right back because I've got one of my favorite dishes coming up.
Come back to the Goya Kitchen at J.A. World. Michelle and the food. This is SoFlo Taste.
I'm design expert Elena Capra, and after Michelle, join me for SoFlo Home Project here on Local 10.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. Normally, I'm at J.A. World in Coconut Creek, a place for kids. J.A. World is committed to hands-on experimental learning where students can apply that learning in real-world situations. For more information, visit jasouthflorida.org or call 954-979-7100. Now back to some good food. All right, so you might see my puppy, who's now 15, Oscar and Sophie. They're around here, by the way. Hi, buddy. You can't have any chicken, Oscar. It's too spicy for you. I thought it would be a great and opportune moment to grill up some corn. Now, there's different ways to grill corn. A lot of people peel the husk off, remove the silk. Some people cook it. My favorite way is to put the whole darn thing in a Ziploc bag of water, okay? So you put it in some water and you let it sit there for a few hours. I even left this just overnight. And what happens is, when you take it out of that water, oh, honey, back up. All right, Oscar. So open up your grill. I've already got some going. You're gonna go ahead and put it right on the grill. The great part about that is that the silk is wet, the husks are wet. You're not gonna burn the corn. You're gonna basically steam the corn in its jacket, but also give it and infuse it the delicious flavor of the grill. Once that grill has done its job and the corn is cooked, you're gonna top it with all kinds of fun toppings. So let's get the toppings ready. And we're gonna let those three cook. I think they're about halfway done. So we're just gonna keep kind of rotating them and let's do some toppings. So I've got cilantro, which I'll get into in a moment. I've got some delicious, really, oh my God, Sophie. No, Sophie, you gotta go. You gotta go, Mama. Nope, I know you're hungry. You gotta go, baby girl. You might wanna take him too, because he keeps trying to grill the food for me. Go get her, Oscar. Okay, so let's make the topping for the corn. I've got a really good quality mayonnaise, my favorite mayonnaise that has all kinds of yummy flavors and probably a little bit of MSG, which I personally don't mind. I've got some smoked paprika as well as some dried chipotle powder. If you can't find that, you can always get maybe some ancho, a can of ancho chilies, and use the adobo from Chipotle's, or get anchos, or use any kind of chili that you like, whether they're wet or they're dried. But I'll tell you something, using the dried ground is really the way to go. To me, it gives it the best flavor, but it's really up to you. So this is dried chipotle and smoked chili. What I'm gonna just add to that is a little bit of salt and just a little bit of lime, but we always give lime to people as they're eating a lot of grilled foods, just like this jerk chicken. So let's go ahead and mix that up. Let's check on the corn. I don't know about you, but it makes me crazy when corn is overly grilled, like that really char and kind of dried out corn. That makes me crazy when I go to some fairs. I love grilled corn, and I don't mind a little char, but sometimes it's so charred that it's kind of hard to get through the char to get to the sweetness. So I think that this works really well. All right, so that's mixed up. We've got a little bit of lime we'll do for garnish. This is a little bit of queso cotija, which is crumbled Mexican cheese, not queso fresco, which would be bigger chunks and a little juicier. This is the cotija, which is a little drier and a little stronger in flavor. And then finally, we'll cut a little bit of cilantro. I always keep a damp towel, a paper towel around my herbs. I don't know if you've ever noticed me doing this, but it really keeps your herbs really nice and fresh, and most importantly, a little bit dry, so that when you go to chop them, it's not all messy and doesn't stick to your cutting board. I love cutting cilantro with a little bit of stem on it for flavor. So let's go ahead and peel back one of the corns so I can show you how it works. So the first thing I do is I cut the end off, just to make things a little neater. So I cut this part off. It's a good starting point. Then I go ahead and peel back the husk, but I don't remove it all the way. Obviously you have some silk, which we're going to take off. It pretty much takes itself off, but let's keep going with that. All right, so the husk is really, sorry, the silk is really wet from soaking, so that really easily all kind of comes out very simply. And then finally, what we're going to do is we're going to take the husk and knot it so that y'all have a handle to eat the corn. Okay, so you've got this gorgeous knot where you can easily eat the corn, right? So we'll put it like so, and then brush on some of this delicious chipotle aioli. We've got our queso cotija, cilantro, and then finally let's give it a good wedge of lime. All right, I'm gonna go do the rest of them. When you come back, of course, I have more delicious recipes. And remember, all of my recipes are always available on the SoFlo Show's webpage. Just scan this quick response code. You'll be whisked off to the SoFlo Show's page. Come right back, because I got more, and it's sweet.
SoFlo Taste will return right after this.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. Here I am standing in my backyard with recipes for you. I am mashing some bananas from my own tree. This is great, right? Couldn't get any better. I am mashing bananas because I have decided to take banana bread to a whole new level. We are going to grill banana bread, of course, after it's cooked. So let's just make my favorite recipe for banana bread, which I actually used to make in one of my places called Crumb. It's a great recipe. It works every time. I'm going to go ahead and whisk in butter and sugar so it's really, really well combined. I'm going to add eggs one at a time. Till it's homogeneous. Then add another one till it's homogeneous. I'll add sour cream, which if I do with one hand will be an absolute disaster. So let me stop for a sec. You can also add Greek yogurt if you don't have any sour cream. It works really well. Or if you're a creme fraiche lover, you can use that. Here I have a bowl of flour. This works really well with gluten-free flour as well. If you have that, you can add a little baking soda and some salt to that. And mix that up. Okay. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add in with the blender the hand mixer, the sour cream into that mix. Add vanilla. And add the flour into the wet mixture. Did you know that more banana breads were made during COVID than any other recipe? Everybody became like the master of banana bread. It's the crazy, did you guys know that? It's the craziest thing. All right, mixing that up. I'm gonna add my very ripe mashed bananas to the mix. And because my son is about to come home from school, quite literally, I'm gonna finish this recipe with some chocolate chips. Mix that up. You can add as many chocolate chips as you want or as little. You can add nuts to this. It's really up to you. Go ahead and fold that in. Try not to work the dough anymore. And we're going to actually top it with nuts. We're not going to add nuts to our banana bread. So you're going to want to bake that in a loaf pan until it's ready. It takes about an hour. And this is what it looks like when it comes out. So let's make this even more fun, shall we? Let's go ahead and take it out of the pan. Cut a good piece for you. I'm right here, Oscar. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grill this gorgeous piece of banana bread. The only thing you need is a little bit of cooking spray and a very hot grill. Try to make sure your grill is really clean when you do this. You don't have to close the grill at all. Make sure you have a really good grill brush. You want to get this really good and hot, covered, of course, for a good 20 minutes to clean everything off, and use a really good grill brush to go ahead and scrape everything off. Let it get, again, another nice 5 minutes of that really good warmth to kind of clean everything off. Do it one more time, and then you have a really good, clean grill, by the way. All right, so I think I've got some marks on this already. Flip it around. Let's flip it over. And we're gonna serve it nice and warm with a little vanilla ice cream, as it should be. Who doesn't want vanilla ice cream on a day like today? Okay, there we go. Now my beautiful bread is really good and warm. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of love and thanks for such a great grilling day. Some vanilla ice cream right over the top, some crushed up toasted walnuts. You gotta come right back, right? You can't miss me digging into this. I'll see you in a minute. Thanks for coming along with me today. I hope I've given you some good recipes to put on a grill. And whether you're a gas or charcoal aficionado, these recipes are Cookout tested. Give them a try. Next week, did you know that there are two kinds of chocolate? There's the sweet kind, but there is also a savory kind. I'm making sweet and savory chocolate on the next SoFlo Taste. Now let's check in with our friend Elena Capra. What's up, Elena? What are you doing next on the SoFlo Home Project?
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. So today we are playing with patterns on fabrics, that is. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we share with you ways to amp up your furnishings, window treatments, and more with fabulous fabrics.
Well, thank you, ma'am. So, Taste Buds, thanks for spending another morning with me. I love sharing my recipes with you. I'll see you next week. Goodbye and very, very good taste. Mwah.